Hey everyone, this week's video, backhoes. Are they still useful? Let's talk about it. Okay, so rubber tire backhoes. In my mind, a rubber tire backhoe is kind of like that Swiss Army knife that you had as a kid. It had a fork, it had a spoon, it had toothpicks, it had tweezers, it had a screwdriver, it had a knife. It had scissors. It could do all these things in this little pocket knife, and you thought it was the coolest thing in the world. But it never really did any of those things really great. That's kind of what I think of when I think of a backhoe. It's got the bucket on the front that you can push snow or scoop dirt or load trucks. It's got the excavator arm on the back that you can dig with. But it doesn't really do either of that particularly great. And I'll try to explain why I say that. But this new Cat 440, for instance, does have a lot of things on it that I think make it a lot better than the older backhoes. It does make it more useful. So I'm going to show you around it, and then I'm going to try to explain what I'm talking about when I call it the Swiss Army knife of machines. So let's talk about it. Okay, so one of the cool things about this new 440 that Cat has done is they've put these pilot controls are actually made into the seat. The old backhoes had the two sticks behind the control behind the seat back here for the excavator arm, and they were kind of awkward and weird. And then they went and put pilot controls in there similar to an excavator on the sides where you would turn around and the pilot controls were there. That was a huge improvement, huge improvement. But with this new series, Cat has come up with this. Your pilot controls are part of the seat. So when you're facing forward, this one is your loader bucket, just like normal. This one doesn't actually do anything, but when you rotate the seat around, the controls come with you, however you do it. And now your excavator controls are right here, and your boom is unlocked automatically, which I think is a really cool feature. So, and they've also moved the drivetrain controls to right here on the thumb switch, which is also great. But that's one of the improvements that I really think I like about this machine, to make it a little bit more less backhoe-like, if that makes sense. Okay, now to talk about some of the things that I don't like about backhoes. I'm sitting with the seat turned around. I'm holding the camera directly kind of in front of my face, POV style. And this is your view. There's the excavator bucket right there, the boom, the stick, of course. Your controls are here, here. But when digging, like in an excavator, your boom is offset. So you have a really actual very good view of your bucket. When digging in a backhoe, the boom is straight in front of you, like you can see here, and you have no real good visibility of your bucket. Now, there are some excavators, booms, on some of these machines that slide side to side. JCB's famous for that, to give you that sort of sideways offset look. But the visibility is not great. So your options are to dig like this, or try to lean to the side like this, where you can see your bucket, and that's just not great. Plus, the inability to, you have only 180 degrees of swing, whereas an excavator can spin all the way around. So you can't really load trucks, dig beside you, and turn around and load something behind you. Basically, it's just good for digging ditches where you're throwing the dirt just from one side to the other. And now we're going to talk about the loader side. I'm back with the POV view like this. I'm sitting in the seat, and as you can see, you have no real good visibility of that bucket. It's not like a wheel loader where you can see the cutting edge very nice out there in front of you. You have to do a thing like this where you lean over to the side to try to catch a view, or lean over this way to try to catch a view, or you're trying to read the top of the bucket to see where you're at. So loader-wise, you don't have much visibility either. And then the stability isn't all that great because of the weight from the back of the backhoe is constantly wanting to lean the machine from side to side. So they're not really great as loaders either. On the front of this backhoe, is a 90-inch 4-in-1 bucket, which I think is about 1.3 or 1.5 cubic yards. They do make them with just the regular straight buckets, but the 440, or this model 440, comes with a 4-in-1. And then of course on the back is the excavator arm that has a 15.5 foot digging depth in this configuration. They make extendable sticks that make it where it can dig deeper, but the standard arm on this 440 is 15 foot, 5-inch digging depth. And my favorite part about any backhoe, especially this backhoe, is the fact that it's just really good looking. They're such cool looking machines. Despite the fact that they might not be the best loader or the best excavator, the fact that they're just cool looking has always been something that I've liked. I think as a kid, the first machine you learn about is the backhoe because they're just so cool, honestly. Don't know how else to say it. So, what's my final thought on backhoes? Well, backhoes to me are kind of like penguins. They're not really good at being birds because they can't fly, but they can slide around on their bellies and are still really cool, and you would really like to own one. So I think overall backhoes still have a place in the construction world, especially ones like this new 440, because this has a lot of improvements that just make it more ergonomic and more useful. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.